The Golden State Warriors failed in Game 1, and that's a good thing. As you all know, the Golden State Warriors faced off against the LA Lakers in Game 1, and the Lakers ended up winning 117 to 112. A lot of people think this was a disappointment. However, here are 5 reasons why this is actually a good thing for the Golden State Warriors, and how they can use this to not only just win this series, but win another NBA championship. So make sure to like this video, and guys, 92% of you are still not subscribed to the channel, so it would mean the world that you can subscribe to the channel, hitting that red button down below. The first is that Stephen Curry now knows how to beat the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, as you all know, Steph Curry did have himself a pretty solid game, but we saw a bit of a lackluster offense due to the fact that he did get 5 turnovers. But we saw this same type of game from Game 1 against the Sacramento Kings, where he actually had himself 5 turnovers in that first matchup as well, but still had 30 points. And I think this is the same situation once again. Obviously, the LA Lakers did have a game plan to stop Stephen Curry as much as they could, and they did a pretty good job, which is one of the reasons why Golden State Warriors ended up losing this game. But I do believe that Steph Curry in that second game will be able to adjust and adapt to what the Lakers are going to be giving him. Obviously, Steph Curry always finds his way, and he did do that in the Sacramento Kings series, and I really don't see him having this problem against this LA Lakers squad. Steph Curry still had himself a pretty solid game at 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. However, where I really did see him struggle is definitely in the turnover section, where he did have 5 turnovers. He shot 6 from 13 from the 3, which is solid, and also 10 from 24 from the field. So not a bad game overall. But I do feel that they did find a lot of ways when it came to the LA Lakers to stop Stephen Curry in certain ways, whether it was off a pick and roll, maybe getting a couple assists here and there, and just causing turnovers here and there for Stephen Curry. Now, like I mentioned before, obviously these teams, especially when they first go up against Curry, they are going to do everything that it can in order to stop someone like Curry from getting hot or even, making plays down the stretch. And yes, the Lakers were successful in Game 1 in order to stop Stephen Curry from really getting going. But I'm telling you right now, Steph is an all-out superstar, and he will be able to adapt and adjust and find a way to beat this Lakers defense. And he did it throughout the Sacramento Kings series. You saw as the series went on from Game 1, 2, all the way to 7, you saw Steph Curry be able to get better opportunities to score and find ways to actually penetrate that defense. And I think Curry is going to be in the same situation in this Lakers squad. Yes, Lakers are a great defensive team, but you're going up against pretty much the greatest shooter ever to live, and he is going to find a way to score and get his team involved as well. I do think when it comes to those 5 turnovers that Steph had, if he can definitely restrict that down to 1 or 2, that would honestly have been a game changer, especially in this matchup. Steph Curry did have opportunities where he did get poked the ball out of, and it would lead to easy points. However, these things happen. It is Game 1, but I do think Curry will be able to find a way to bounce back, and they are going to be coming back even stronger, especially Game 2 being at the home of the Golden State Warriors. The second is that Steve Kerr and the rest of the Golden State Warriors found out that small ball may beat this Lakers team. Now, as you all know, to finish off the game, they actually ran a lineup of Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Jordan Poole, which is considered that small ball lineup without Kevon Looney. And they did a fantastic job to end the game because they went on a 12-0 run in the last minutes in order to pull them back. However, Warriors weren't able to get it done. But I do believe that Steve Kerr also said in the post-game interview that he is looking at that small ball lineup and may look to switch things up in this game too. And I do definitely think it could definitely work against a team like the Los Angeles Lakers. Yes, Lakers play a big type of basketball with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Vanderbilt out there, also Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell. But if you have players that are very quick and very speedy, I do think Warriors will be able to get the benefit of the doubt. They have noticed that the Lakers, being such a big team, they're a little bit slower on defense, especially when it comes to fast break defense, and that's where we really saw Warriors push and be able to score a lot of buckets. I think if Warriors were able to get a lot of fast break more opportunities and also fast break points in general, it will definitely help this Warriors team be able to beat the Lakers, especially during times where the game is very, very close. And that's basically what happened in that Game 1. We definitely saw Warriors were able to take advantage on that 12-0 run due to the fact that they were able to get out running very quick. LeBron James, unfortunately, I'm not trying to disrespect him, he He is a great player, but he is a little bit slower nowadays when it comes to getting back on defense. Anthony Davis is a bigger guy. It takes it back quite a long time to get back. And because of that, Warriors were able to take advantage in certain stints. So they may look to actually run that small ball lineup a lot more. And I think it would be fantastic to see that ran, in different ways or none. Wiggins did a fantastic job playing that power forward position. And Draymond Green also did a fantastic job guarding Anthony Davis, who is pretty much 6 inches taller than Draymond Green. So he did a fantastic job. And I do think that small ball lineup will definitely work in that next game if they look to run it here and there. I definitely think it can be really, really well done, especially in spurts. It is hard for Draymond Green to stop someone like Anthony Davis, who's literally pretty much 7 foot. But when it comes to certain opportunities, I do think the opportunity will be there to run that small ball and really get them on a run. Now, when it comes to all that, we definitely need Jordan Poole hitting a lot more shots as well if they are going to continue to run this small ball. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, these are the two players that the Lakers are going to be focusing on. They're going to be doubling at times, and because of that, Draymond, Wiggins, and Jordan Poole, who are the other remaining 3 players for that small ball lineup, definitely need to look to be more of a scorer and be able to hit, shots on a consistent basis. So that is going to be important for this series, especially in game 2, in order for them to beat the Los Angeles Lakers and tie up that series. The third is that Klay Thompson may be the secret weapon for this matchup. Now, as you all know, Stephen Curry is going to be the main attention for this Lakers team when it comes to them guarding them defensively. However, I do think Klay Thompson has a great opportunity to actually be very important for this series and could be one of the reasons why they end up winning this series at the end of the day. Klay Thompson did have 25 points. He did shoot 6 from 16 from the 3 and also 9 from 25 from the field, but I do believe at times you definitely saw Klay Thompson more open than not, and I do think that is a huge opportunity and a huge telltale sign that Steph Curry along with Klay Thompson could actually be that X factor that the Warriors need. If we look at it, Steph Curry does have all the attention and it does leave a lot of opportunity for someone like Klay Thompson to score. Lakers do have great defensive players such as Vanderbilt and Schroeder, but when you have only a couple of defensive stoppers out there, it does leave a wide open gap. And I think Klay Thompson would be that person to be able to take advantage of that. He did have himself also 3 rebounds and 4 assists on top of the 25 points, and he did shoot 1 from 2 from the free throw line. Now, Klay Thompson isn't really the ISO type guy where he'll get the ball, run a pick and roll, but I do think there is going to be a lot more opportunities for Klay Thompson to actually get open. And I think players such as Steph, Draymond Green, Wiggins, and even if Looney or Jordan Poole are out there, they should definitely find him when they can. Klay Thompson, if he is on a spot up 3, is more likely than not going to hit that. I think it is going to be super important to see what he is able to do, especially during game 2. I honestly don't think anyone on the Lakers team can stop that. Their attention will be too much on Curry that they don't have enough defensive stoppers to stop 2 3-point shooting people in that one lineup. And if you even add Jordan Poole to that mix, now you have even 3 3-point shooters. And I do think that is going to be super important for someone like Klay Thompson to continue to do. Yes, it may be the Steph Curry show, but a win is a win at the end of the day. And I don't think Curry, doesn't really matter how many points he scores. He just wants his team to win. And I think Klay Thompson may be one of the reasons why the Lakers are going to lose in this series. So if Klay Thompson does get hot, he gives you 25, maybe even 30 points in this series, it's definitely going to look a lot better for Warriors to actually win that game. So keep an eye out for Klay Thompson. I do think he is capable of doing it. Yes, he is still coming back from 2 major injuries and this is his first proper full season, but now is a time for Klay Thompson to step up, and he needs to also do that while shooting a very high efficiency. That's something he struggled with last year, and I do think, although he did drop around or average around 20 points per game, he was shooting at a pretty poor percentage. So this next game or this next time around in the playoffs, it really does matter that his percentages stay high and that he stays very effective out there on the floor. The fourth is that Jordan Poole may have himself a bigger role in this Lakers series. Now, as you all know, like I mentioned before, Steph Curry is the main attention for the LA Lakers, and if you're going to put someone second, Klay Thompson is then probably the second main attention. That's why Jordan Poole was able to get a lot of shots up in this matchup and why he was able to drop 21 points and 6 assists. He shot 6 from 11 from the 3 and 7 from 15 from the field, which is really good. However, I do think Jordan Poole at times had the opportunity to make easy buckets. Unfortunately, it didn't fall. However, when it comes to Jordan Poole, he will be having a much bigger role in this matchup because it definitely is seeming a lot harder for Steph or Klay to actually get open, and that leaves a huge opportunity for Jordan Poole to be the next best scorer. If we look at the team, Wiggins is also another great great scorer, which I think has a lot of opportunity, but after Wiggins, definitely Jordan Poole could be that 3-point sharpshooter type Steph Curry-like type player that they definitely need out there on the floor. Don't get me wrong, Wiggins can definitely give you 20-25 points, and I think he will continue to do that, but Wiggins' game is definitely more built on that wing type play where he's more drive, cut, that type of action, and I do think Wiggins does a fantastic job at that. When it comes to filling that role that Steph Curry or even someone Klay do, spacing out the floor, being that 3-point threat that they need, Jordan Poole definitely will see a huge increase in his role, especially when it comes to knocking down threes. So this is finally Poole's opportunity to showcase why he got that max contract and why he deserves to be one of the best players in not only just in the league but also for this Warriors team. So I do think Poole will definitely play a huge part during this series, and if Lakers continue to look to stop Curry and stop Klay Thompson, it leaves a wide gap for Jordan Poole to actually get going. If we look at the lineup for Lakers, you do have a couple of great defenders. You got LeBron James, you got Vanderbilt, you also have Anthony Davis. However, if we look at D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, these guys aren't really your greatest defenders, so this is why Jordan Poole can definitely take advantage of a poor defender and be able to get buckets night in and night out. The fifth is that Kevon Looney needs to continue to rebound like he has always done. Now don't get me wrong, Kevon Looney has been such a great player for the Sacramento Kings series. However, now in the Lakers series, they even need more from him. Kevon Looney actually had himself 10 points, 23 rebounds, and also 5 assists. Now on the other team, we also had Anthony Davis with 23 rebounds, and this is the type of game we want to see from Looney. Now it may be interesting because when it comes to Warriors, they may look to run small ball, but I think the time that Kevon Looney is out there, he definitely needs to continue to get those amount of rebounds, but on top of that, be a lot more active, especially on help defense. There were at times where Kevon Looney was a little step too slow to be able to stop players such as D'Angelo Russell, LeBron driving into the lane, and I think it is really important to stop those guys early and to not get them going, especially someone like LeBron. I think Kevon Looney, that's definitely his job in this next game for game 2.